Cue the cheesy podcast music.
Welcome to Megafest, where we don't just manifest, we Megafest. I'm your host, Megs Malloy. I'm creating a community of silly and soulful working moms who are mostly happy, but know they're capable of more. More self-love, more self-esteem, more self-trust, more calm, joy, natural highs, more magic in the world, and more laughter. Each week, me and my guests will bring you tips and tricks on how to make the most of your one precious life. And we're going to make them effective and efficient because ain't nobody got time for that. I believe in you. I want you to shine your light. I want you to become all that you're capable of. So let's hang out. Let's Megafest together. Welcome back. Yay, you're here again. So glad to be sharing this time with you. Today I'm feeling a little nostalgic and hopeful, as you do on the last day of the year. I'm also feeling a little comfy in my robe right now. Yep, no makeup, messy hair, don't care. In my robe, that's how we're rolling into 2023. Relax. Did you have a good holiday? You know how people ask questions like, how are you? Or, did you have a good holiday? It's like they just only want good answers. But maybe you had a hard holiday, and there's space for that as well. Fortunately, I had a wonderful holiday, lots of togetherness. I want to give a shout out to my Chris Kringle, my brother-in-law Ian, who drew my name in the family holiday gift exchange. And he got me the most thoughtful podcasting gift. It's an on-air light-up sign and some door hangers that say do not disturb. When I'm recording, I can feel like a real podcaster. Thank you so much, Ian. Don't you love those thoughtful gifts? You might be wondering what I got him in return, and I got him a drinking game. Maybe not as thoughtful. But for me, it's not about the gifts. It's about the getting together, the really soaking up the moments, especially of the children together, my own children, and then with their cousins, and just really trying to make those memories last by really being present, but also thinking ahead on how can I make them even just amp them up. How can I amp up these memories right now? What toast can I give? What prop can I whip out and make everybody laugh? What game can we play that would be fun? Those are the things that I'm trying to do over the holiday. But man, it's a lot as a mom or a head of the household. You have to think ahead so much with the gifts for the kids and the everybody. And did I make this dish? And do I have all the ingredients? And does everybody have their outfit they're going to wear? I mean, it's all striving for perfection, right? But you do want to put in some effort, and that can take a lot out of you. I have been exhausted. I think today is the first day I woke up feeling good. So, as we get to the end of the year, it's always good to look back and see how much you've grown during the year. You can take a minute, look at your pictures, look at your calendar, see all that you've accomplished in a year. And really, when you review those things, then you will be more inspired to take advantage of the coming year and the time that you have. The time is going to pass, so might as well create a practice of self-trust and moving towards something that you want to accomplish. This year, I'm particularly proud of myself starting this podcast, and it's been a long time coming, and who knows where it's going to lead, but I really feel so proud of myself that I was able to get over that hump of how am I going to do it, and also, do I have the courage to do it? Do I have the stick-to-itiveness? It all worked out. Here we are. I also stuck to my promise to myself that I would work out twice a week. And I would say 90% of the weeks I did work out twice a week. And it's not so much the thing that you do, it's about creating that practice of self-trust and, like I said, stick-to-itiveness, which is a Grammyism, my good old grandmother. I really enjoy the idea of the new year setting out with intentions. I don't think so much goals, but like intentions, and it's always good to set an intention to feel a certain way, because that is mostly totally under your control. You may not get the new job, lose the 20 pounds, whatever it is. Those are common things that people like to do. But you can cultivate feelings, and those are always available to you right now. Gabby Bernstein talks a lot about the next best feeling, which I used to think you could just go from depressed to happy like that. But turns out you can't. You got to process this idea of an emotional metabolism where you just kind of have to slowly move it along. Sometimes you can change in an instant. You can have a paradigm shift and just, oh, okay, I got it. Now I'm here. But sometimes you can't go from depressed to happy overnight. So you have to just strive for the next best feeling. Can I get to the next best feeling? Whatever that is for you. And I highly recommend you download the emotional wheel. Abraham Hicks has an emotional paradigm or like a scale. I'll put links in the show notes to whatever I can find. But those are really helpful to kind of know what is the next best feeling. So these are all tips for coming into the new year, habit formation, setting intentions. Every year I try to set an intention or maybe focus on a word or a phrase. In 2021, my phrase was, enjoy yourself, it's later than you think. And that comes from a song. It's from way back in the 19th century when I used to go visit my grandmother in her old folks' home, and they would have a happy hour every Friday. And I would go, and she would have a glass of wine, and there would be someone singing, and all the old folks would clap along and bob their heads, and they used to sing the song, enjoy yourself, it's later than you think. Oh man, I mean, the irony of that song at an old folks home was off the charts. But for me, having worked at a cemetery and seeing that life is freaking short and you are going to die and you don't know when that's going to happen, and really to just seize these little moments, because we're always striving for the next, when the beauty of life is in each individual moment and making the most of each day. And we are capable of more joy. All those things. That's what I was going into 2021 with. And I don't exactly know how to measure that, but it was just a focal point to fall back on. Then in 2022, I didn't really choose a word per se, but I did choose sort of an intention. And that intention, I've got it written up over here, is be silly, patient, and present with the kids. Try new things and make memories/traditions. And I think anytime I needed a North Star or a compass, I would come back to that. And that's really what this is. It's sort of like a compass. It's like, oh yeah, where am I going again? Okay, this is what I want. This is the direction I want to go. So this year, I've been thinking about what could be my word for the year. And I was really inspired by Manessa Konecki, who was on the show. Go back and listen to her episode. It was so good. She's so hilarious. So I have thought about what could be my word. The word that keeps coming up over and over again and is definitely going to stick, and this is the word, is drum roll. Curious. The 2023 word of the year is curious. Curiosity is the cure. Unless, of course, you're in a scary movie, then don't be curious. Don't go down that flight of stairs. Don't answer the phone. Don't look out the window when it's dark. If you're in a scary movie, don't be curious. Here are 3 ways I think curiosity is going to benefit me in my journey this year. Number 1, how am I feeling and why am I feeling this way? That is an important curiosity that can lead to so much understanding, so much more tranquility. As we say, awareness is the key to change. So you can't get to the next best feeling if you don't know how you're feeling. This curiosity is available to you 24/7. So if you haven't checked in with yourself at any point, you can say, how am I feeling right now? And then take it a step further. Why am I feeling this way right now? And then, oh my gosh, then you ask, how do I want to feel? OMG, it's like the magical trifecta of changing your mood. How do I feel? Why am I feeling like this? How do I want to feel? Boom. Call me St. Patrick. That's your shamrock right there. You are blessed. The second way that curiosity can help me during this year is if I ask myself, what would happen if I tried this? It's sort of like taking failure out of the equation and just making it like a science experiment. What would happen if I invited Tony Robbins to be on my podcast? I don't know. Let's find out. What would happen if I started promoting my podcast on LinkedIn? I don't know. Let's find out. What would happen if I worked out 3 times a week? I don't know. Let's find out. What would happen if I stayed calm in the situation that I normally explode in? Let's find out. And then you can refer back to number 1 with, how did that make me feel? How do I want to feel? And then curious it up again. It's so good, right? This is such a good word for me. I'm so excited. Number 3, instead of making judgments or assumptions, get curious. And this is something that Keith Bonici talked about in his interview on Megafest. Instead of something making you feel divided or divisive or things like this, you can just use your curiosity, say, interesting point. Okay. Instead of shutting the other person down, you can just get curious. Or say, arguments with my husband. He will come at me with da-da-da-da-da and say, oh, interesting. You're feeling a certain kind of way. I wonder what is behind that, which he hates when I do that. But it's so much better to get curious instead of assume that they're trying to ruin your day, because it's almost never about you. It's about them, right? We know this. And also, in the same vein, let's say you've experienced a rejection. This curiosity also applies to rejection. I've just recently read the book Rejection Proof, and oh man, what a great book. Highly recommend. He says, after you experience a rejection, instead of shutting down like I normally would or recoiling, get curious. And you might actually find that you get what you want, or part of what you want, or something better. In the words of Gabby Bernstein, this or something better. So in all of these ways, curiosity is the cure. One thing I forgot to mention is the definition of curious, which is eager to know or learn something, or a desire to know, inquisitive interest. So no matter what intention, word, phrase you choose as your North Star or your compass, I wish you so much luck in your pursuit. I want to keep in touch and know how it's going for you. There's going to be moments where you get off track, but we can always come back to that North Star. I am so curious to know how it is going for you. So keep me posted on Instagram. You can text me. You can email me. Let me know, what is your North Star? What is your word? What's your phrase? What's your intention for this year? And how is it going? And I am here to support you in your habit formation. Well, Pootaters, that's a wrap. 2022 is coming to an end, and so is this episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to send this to a friend, share it on your social media, or just give it a like, or even subscribe, I will be forever grateful. Let's go into 2023 with all the curiosity. As always, don't just manifest, Megafest!